Oh my God. Yeah.
What is going on, people? Wow, what a day. Today, Coventry City make history for multiple reasons. First off, put 7 goals past QPR, nearly a record in the championship. Second off, on the 20th anniversary of the CBS, Doug King has decided to drop the bomb that he has purchased the stadium. The revenue that is generated from the CBS, everything within it is now going to the club, which is huge for the history of the club. Honestly, this is one of the biggest and most pivotal days in history. We are going to break down the match, or what we can take away from it, but before we get into that, I do just want to say I am so happy for the Coventry City fans that have endured the hardships of, poor ownership, people getting into the club for the wrong reasons, having to play in Birmingham, having to play in Northampton, not knowing if your club was going to continue on, not knowing if you were ever going to play at the CBS again. I only have joined the journey, less than a year ago, but the people that have welcomed me in, thank you so much. This has been a wild ride so far. I can only imagine how you're feeling today, and I think that the players knew that as well, and we could clearly tell that they left it all on the pitch today. So I'm really happy for everyone. I think this is a pivotal moment in the history of the club, as I already mentioned. Great win today, so many positives to take away. So many bench players got a chance to hop on the pitch today and get their legs loose. Just overall a perfect day, and this makes 2 league games in a row where we've scored 5 or more goals, and I, for one, am just so happy. I love this team so much. They even got me to throw on the polo today. I mean, come on. Saturday morning, I'm putting a polo on? That's passion right there. I love Coventry City. Let's talk about the game now real quick. So it's stoppage time right now. Sorry I started before the game ended, but I think we saw all we needed to see. So if anything happens and they make it 8, I will have seen it on the side of my screen, but 7-0 victory. Let's go through some of the notes that I have from earlier today. And QPR just scored. Son of a... Whatever. All right, the game is off. I'm sorry if you had QPR to not score and you just lost money, but I want to talk about the first half. The first half, we can actually get some realistic analysis. The second half was just, a whirlwind. Beautiful goal in the second half by Torque, by the way. So we saw the same lineup as last weekend, so we had the same front 3. It was a big topic of discussion all week if BTA was the guy on the right. Should Rafael get a chance? But I think Frank did the right thing, going with what worked last weekend. Now, the thing that I really like about BTA on the wing, it's almost the fact that he's really not a winger. So what he does is he tends to gravitate towards the center of the pitch and kind of play as a 2-striker formation with Haji. And the reason that can work, this is one of the only teams where I feel like that can work effectively, is because of one man, and that's Jack Rodoni. We've talked about it, we've harped on it before the season, during the preseason, during the actual season itself. Rodoni plays best when he has a free role and he can roam wherever the hell he wants. He likes to be on the right side. Milan Van Ewijk likes to push up on the right. Those two have such good chemistry and such good link-up play that I don't mind if BTA is pushing towards the middle, because you honestly kind of trust Rodoni, Milan Van Ewijk to act as that right winger in the absence of Sakamoto. So they had so much good link up in the first half before this game just kind of opened up and turned into like a pickup match of football. I really enjoyed watching them play. In the second half, you could tell Rodoni was kind of going for those skill montages for like clip farming, as you may call it, but it's good. Get his confidence up, because if he didn't score in this game, you would be maybe a little bit worried about his confidence, just, with the moves looming, teams trying to poach him, especially Southampton within the league, and also just seeing everyone else get on the score sheet. But I'm really happy he got on the score sheet today with a double, and I believe he had an assist as well. So that is just great, all around fantastic stuff right there. Great job by the front 3. Haji got 2 goals. His first goal and his second goal were both very convincing. The second goal was, sort of a gimme, but that doesn't come from anything. That is a perfect segue into the press today. The press from minute 1 had QPR so uncomfortable, as if they just watched a sex scene in a movie with their parents when they're a teenager. They were rattled from minute 1. Jimmy Dunn, I got a bone to pick with you. You are a dirty player. I don't know if you actually are, but today Haji Wright got the best of him, and he went, and he probably should have been red carded for that elbow. That's all I'm saying. If there were VAR, he would have been sent off the pitch, but it didn't matter because he got taken off by his own manager in the 62nd minute. Sorry, I just had to do a little clap for that. I'm very excited today, as you can see. If you don't know, I've probably tweeted out a couple times. If you don't follow me on Twitter, go there, Joner Fat Cat. I'm going on a cruise tomorrow, so I will be on a cruise for the Millwall game and for the Oxford away game. So there's going to be content coming. Definitely a little bit different than me sitting in the loft. Probably some drinking involved. I've went on Twitter, I've went on TikTok, and I've asked, what do you think best signifies Coventry City players as drinks? I asked during a podcast the other day with Sky Blue Fans TV. They had some very funny responses. I just asked about Bobby Thomas. I would like you to let me know down in the comments, because I will be shouting you out if you give me a good reference, because I may drink those drinks. Little sneak preview. But people said for Bobby Thomas, Jack from Sky Blue Fans TV said Guinness, which I like. Claudio said sex on the beach.
What do you mean by that?
I'm not exactly sure the analysis behind that, but I thought it was hilarious. So let me know down in the comments what you think. Haji Wright, BTA, Sims, all those guys. And as you can see, the game is just finishing up. So Kone got his consolation goal. But we'll just quickly look around at the match ratings. To be completely honest with you, there's really not much to say. And look at these. Wow, Radoni with the 9.3. That's unbelievable. All of the attack had a goal contribution. Nearly the whole damn team at this point. The only people that didn't were Thomas, Kitching, and De Silva. De Silva with a 6.9. Pretty interesting. I mean, I didn't think that he was too bad today. I thought he was fine. But in a day like today, you don't even need to look at ratings to know that they just absolutely just dominated from the first minute of the game. We look at the stats here. 1.06 XG is pretty surprising to me, especially with the fact that when you press and the ball gets turned over to you in dangerous scenarios, you're going to find yourself in high XG situations. 54% possession, that seems a bit low. Definitely felt like more, but either way, 18 shots to 10, 8 shots on target, 7 goals, which is unbelievable. As you can see, the whistle just went full time. Now let's see what we can actually extract from this game as true analysis. Because we all know, as much as we want Coventry to score this many goals every week, this is an outlier game. Could we do it again next week against Oxford? I could very much see it. And then also the narrative today was just absolutely unbelievable. I think, to be honest with you, I think we could have beat nearly any team in the we could have beat any team in the championship today. We could have beat half of the teams in the Premier League today. You put Crystal Palace against us today, we would have won that game. I firmly stand behind that. You put Bournemouth, you put Wolves, certainly. We would win against a bunch of Prem sides today. And that is not just because of the quality of our team, but also because of the narrative. I mean, the way that's on social media, the players, the admins were just so hyped up. It was just such an awesome experience to see. And like, as someone who didn't experience all of the hardships, I do know about them. I have read, I've made myself aware of what happened in the past. And it just feels so good for everyone to finally get that, what they deserve realistically, in us owning the CBS. And now that is going to pay dividends in the transfer market and the profitability of the club. So really happy for everyone involved. Something that stood out to me today as well was I really enjoyed the willingness of our wingers, so BTA and EMC, to get back and put in a challenge. We know Sakamoto is the king of that, but I do want to talk about BTA again. I think that's probably one of the places that may be controversial in the team. Sox is out right now, obviously, but I do just want to regard the goal that he scored today. Let me see if I can find a clip. I don't know if it's copyrighted or not, but all right, let's take a little peek here. Center of goals, thank you. So just look at this absolutely insane press. I don't know what he was doing making that pass, but Radoni was there and he squares it over to BTA. And clinical. If we get the view, there was a camera angle from behind. That was top bins. That was a banger of a shot. I'll say one thing right here, and this may be controversial. Don't know if Sakamoto finishes that. I don't know if he finishes that, but on top of that, I also don't know if he is in that position at that time, because we know he likes to sit back and he likes to play defense. There are many reasons and many scenarios where Sakamoto's play style would favor us on that day, especially against a team where we might not hold as much possession, but just BTA's press game is just insane. In a match like this against QPR, I heard from a QPR fan last week when they went to Watford, their fans were booing and leaving in the first half after they conceded twice. You needed to bury this team early, and that is what they did. They got the job done with flying colors. If this were a test, they would have gotten over 100%. If this were a GCSE, they would have gotten an 11. So just overall, I'm so happy with this performance today, and I'll leave you with this. This is going to go down as one of the biggest days in Coventry City history. 1, the CBS gets purchased. 2, near record win. I don't know if it was a record. That goal at the end definitely stunk, but it's okay. The game was over at that point. And 3, how do you leave this team after that happens? We know Milan has had rumors. We know Radoni has had rumors. He's come out and said he doesn't want to leave. Listen, the right price tag comes in, anyone can be sold. I don't think I've heard anything about this, but the announcers and the commentators were saying that there were moves linked with Haji Wright as well. How do you leave after a game like that? I mean, the transfer window closes in 8 days. You do have one more league game, to be fair, but let's be real, the business is probably going to be done by the 31st of August, considering it closes in September. How are you going to leave unless you are forced because an offer comes in that the club cannot refuse? That's all I'm going to say. I don't know where Kane Kessler-Hayden's going to fit in if Milan stays. We'll figure it out. It's a good problem to have. That is going to be all. If you are seeing this before 6 p.m. UK, head over to Sky Blue Fans TV and watch the live. They're live on Twitter, YouTube, X and Twitter are the same thing. I don't know where else. Facebook maybe for the boomers. Obviously after you finish this video. But again, if you made it to the end, thank you. Please subscribe, like, and share. Comment down below what you agree agree, disagree with, who you thought was good today, who you thought was bad today, if possible. And remember, Coventry City players as alcoholic beverages or non-alcoholic, up to you, totally up to you. Let me know down below. I'm trying to get a list of all of them going and coming up with the best ones for my vacation. Thank you, PUSB. What a win, and peace.